On November 9th, 2005, South Park was in its 9th season, and it would air an episode known as Ginger Kids. This entire episode was Cartman going out of his way to discriminate against and convince others to discriminate against ginger kids, claiming they have no souls and have a disease known as gingivitis. The episode would then proceed to have the other boys dye his hair and make him think he's ginger, which then, Cartman would proceed to take advantage of this and become an extreme ginger supremacist, claiming they should exterminate all non-ginger kids, with the episode eventually ending after he finds out he's not actually ginger and drops everything. While it was a dime a dozen episode back in the day, this episode is actually the source of a lot of controversy in the following years, with some places reporting the discrimination of actual ginger kids was due to this episode from people who misconstrued it, leading to a few incidents like something called Cake a Ginger Day, where, well, I think the title gives it away. But it didn't lead to just this. When they were writing this episode, Trey Parker and Matt Stone had no idea they were going to change the course of one ginger kid from Georgia's life forever. This is Michael Kittrell, known by his online name as CopperCab. CopperCab was a kid who made one video from over 16 years ago, and then from that point forward, dedicated his entire online career, and by extension, his life, to what that video was about. And we're going to see why that is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Did you know that the color red is the color that travels the fastest? You know what also travels fast? Rockets. Think of the color red, and think of rockets. Not both at the same time, though. Just think of this video's sponsor, Rocket Money. I imagine many of you have gone out and seen the prices of everything these days, and the most you can really do is manage your money and budget the best you can, and well, that's where Rocket Money comes in. Rocket Money is a free-to-download personal finance app that can help you manage your money. You can allocate it where you need to and see what you should keep and what you should cut out. If you're signed up for a dozen different subscription services and decide you don't need one of them, Rocket Money can show you all of them and help you easily cancel with just a few clicks. Rocket Money can even potentially help you lower a few bills you need to pay with certain services, which is really helpful when you need to save a few bucks. You can customize and categorize what you need to save and put money aside to your heart's content. For food or for a potential trip, Rocket Money will help you out and will alert you and let you know to keep your money in check. Go to rocketmoney.com/magicmush to download Rocket Money and get a free premium trial to check out, or scan the QR code or link in the description. That's rocketmoney.com/magicmush. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to our program. Let me introduce you to the officially branded MagicMush drinking game. When watching this video, every time the word ginger, be it plural or singular, is said, take a shot. Let's see if you can keep that until the very end of the video. And also, preferably before playing this game, please put MagicMush in your will as the inheritance of your life insurance and or estate, for no reason in particular. Thank you. On January 14th, 2010, and what a way to start off the 2010s, a YouTube channel by the name of CopperCab was created, and alongside it, a video was uploaded by the name of Gingers Do Have Souls. Now, I debate if I should talk about the contents of this video due to how well known it is, but it's been a decade and a half, so screw it, some might need a refresher. In this video, he calls out the discrimination that South Park episode got him, and the fact he was constantly being made fun of for his red hair.
It really irritates me that South Park would say that red-haired people don't have souls, okay? Because we do have souls, alright? And lately I've been being called a ginger, a fat ginger, by everybody at school. And it really hurts my feelings. I act like it doesn't, but it does really bad. Gingers have souls! I go to church. I'm a Christian.
You had so many fun quotes.
You don't know me. You're not God.
And don't forget...
He's a ginger. He's a ginger. Really, that's funny. Yeah. Okay.
Overall, it's 3 minutes of a red-haired kid screaming into a camera claiming he has a soul.
I have a soul. Ginger and proud of it.
Now, when this video came out back in the day, it quickly went viral. And I have to address this was viral in 2010. Viral today means something blows up in popularity and then everybody forgets about it 3 days later. Viral in 2010 meant this video was absolutely fucking everywhere. From the day it aired, you had people making parodies of it, mocking him, song parodies, animations. It was on every major YouTuber at the time's show.
If someone is making fun of you and making you upset, like this redheaded guy here, it's never a good idea to take your anger to the internet.
As of the making of this video, it has 48 million views. This was his first video, mind you, and now most of the internet at the time knew his face.
I've been being called Mario every day at school, every day of my life. I'm not Mario! Okay?
That's a lot to put on a 17-year-old kid, who likely was not expecting to get this kind of attention this fast, and as you can imagine, he took it well. About 5 days later, he puts out a video called Attention Haters, addressing all the people who were giving him crap about the video for the past few days, mostly singling out another YouTuber by the name of I Shed On You, who is completely forgotten these days. I don't even think you're even allowed to call a channel that anymore.
He wants me to post a video, why gingers are so good. Well, you know what? I shout on you, I'll make that video for you, bro. I'll make that video.
Basically, he was a rant YouTuber who got into constant slap fights online, twas the style at the time, who hid behind a mask and used a pitched up voice, and this guy at some points is utterly incomprehensible. I have no idea what he's saying half the time. If you think I'm bad, listen to this.
I don't understand these people. You know, are you going to go out in town and find people with headphones on, and if you can hear something that belongs to you, and you hear it's coming out of their headphones, and you gotta smash the fucking headphones off because other people can hear it? It's not like they're gonna record it or download it and replay it in their CD player, because obviously somebody's fucking talking.
Imagine showing someone this with absolutely no context. I had to really dig to find these videos on CopperCab, since I Shed On You's channel is long gone and a lot of his videos are lost to time. But he and CopperCab would enter a long drawn-out back and forth with each other, just giving CopperCab more views in the long run.
Mr. Thing, people, Mr. Gingerbread has made a video saying he's going to call out I Shed On You. It's just so crazy, because you don't know who Gingerboy is. It is the gingerbread man, the red fire, the flaming metal soul that Ray William Johnson spoke about earlier.
Most people who became memes back in the day either went on to live their lives as normal or had their lives completely ruined. Poor angry German kid. But CopperCab was different. He just didn't want to fade into obscurity. He was going to ride this wave of popularity. He actively fought back against his haters.
So think about that the next time you freaking troll me, alright? Or hate on me. I don't care. I'll make videos. And if you don't like that, that's fine! I don't care!
A few more days later, he would put out a video called I Don't Care, showing us how much he doesn't care by making a whole video about it, calling out I Shed On You and Ray William Johnson even more, where he gets a little too heated about it.
You know, if you've ever been made fun of, you know how I feel. It doesn't feel good, does it? It doesn't feel good, does it?
This made him an even bigger target because he kept feeding into it. It seems that he and I Shed On You eventually made up like besties, but this had already attracted enough attention to his channel by stirring the pot. Even after the two had quit their slap fight, he made another video on the haters, and another video saying for all gingers to make a video response to his own showing their ginger pride.
If you're ginger, only gingers. If you're a ginger, then I want you to make a new video response saying that you're a ginger, you're proud of it, name a few good reasons. If you don't want to, that's fine, you know, but let's show YouTube why we're proud to be gingers, okay?
The majority of the videos he would start making for the next few months were all mostly him dealing with the blowback he was getting from the Gingers Have Souls video. It had gone so viral, it actually got back to the creators of South Park, and they made a reenactment of it with Cartman for a promo of the new season.
Gingers have souls! I go to church. I'm a Christian. You don't know me. You're not God. It pisses me off. Ginger people do have souls, alright?
CopperCab responded accordingly.
What the heck was that? What was that? South Park is personally making fun of me. Y'all have definitely taken it too far. Alright? I don't know what you're trying to do, or if you're just using me. If you're using me, I won't let that happen. I will not have my people discriminated against again. Especially because of me.
Now, it could be pure coincidence, But there is a good chance that CopperCab's video exploding in popularity may have made Matt and Trey double down on making fun of gingers, as gingers were a huge part of that controversial 200th episode, where they sought out to offend as many people as possible. And given the show's notoriously fast production time to make an episode, it's entirely possible CopperCab is the reason why.
South Park, you're making another video about red-haired people. God! Seriously! You're gonna stop this shit right fucking now. You know that? Stop!
For the next year, his channel will just go all over the place. A lot of stuff about ginger pride, there should be more redheaded people in the world, calling out more haters, entering my nightmares, dance videos, all while being extremely angry.
Sorry again, I've been gone, okay? Y'all fucking keep saying I'm dead. I'm not dead, I'm still here, obviously.
In 2010 and 2011, if you were to come onto his channel, you would think it was just a ginger kid who was very easy to upset, since he was just so irrationally angry about everything all the time.
Right when you're going, I'm a troll, I'm a troll, I'm gonna troll this little kid. They're gonna go, shh.
But as you watch more and more, it starts to dawn on you. Everything is not entirely as it seems.
My supporters out there, I loved you. I've always loved you since day one, even my trolls. I love you too. I forgive you for everything you thought. I forgive you, okay? I don't care if you don't leave me alone. I forgive you.
It looks as if someone is putting on a little show for us. It's time to reveal the man behind the curtain and what's really going on here. CopperCab is a troll. And what I mean by that is, everything you see in his videos, him getting angry and fighting with people online all the time, it's all an act. He's playing a fictionalized, overly exaggerated persona of who he really is. This has been known for several years at this point, but it wasn't quite as well known back then. There's a chance that the original Gingers Have Souls video had some authenticity to it, as he really was angry for getting picked on, but after that, it's mostly smoke and mirrors. Some people had their suspicions back then. Hell, even Ray William Johnson at the time could smell something was up.
Alright, Forum, there are two possible things going on here. One, this guy is being bullied and he's about one bad ginger joke away from shooting up his damn school. Or two, he's trolling. I personally think he's trolling and it's all an act, but that's just a guess.
But back in the early 2010s, the concept that someone online wasn't being the honest version of themselves was lost on a lot of people. And because of that, people flocked to CopperCab's videos to make fun of him, calling him all sorts of gays and little bitches and stuff like that.
Faking gay.
The fact he kept making videos and feeding into the hate, going after content creators to stoke the flames, going after South Park again, it all led more people to mock him. All they saw was an underage and angry teenager mad at South Park. He was a right pick for bullying, but this is exactly what he wanted. A bunch of his older videos are well into the millions viewership-wise, and he was getting a nice cut of money from people hate watching. Hate watching, even back then, never worked. And yeah, there are some people who still believe CopperCab is being genuine. They believe he really is like this. And honestly, I can see why some people believe that, because CopperCab never breaks character. Ever. In every single video, he never once lets up the act. He never drops it in his videos, in his video descriptions, in interviews. He is always like this. He is the world's angriest and proudest ginger.
Hey everybody, it's St. Patrick's Day, where everyone's a ginger, and everyone's an Irishman. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Irish for a day. Yes, and everyone gets to be racist and get away with it. It's amazing, isn't it? As you celebrate this holiday, you are racist!
I have never seen someone so dedicated to the bit.
People, wake up, okay? This K-pop stuff, it's evil. And I want it off of my radio station, and I want it off of my television!
Going back to South Park for a second, there's the season 12 episode Super Fun Time, where they go to a pioneer village with actors who refuse to break character even when their own lives are being threatened. CopperCab has more in common with that episode than the ginger one. The one issue with being a troll and hamming everything up is, it's extremely difficult to tell when CopperCab is being genuine or if it's just another part of the act. If anything about CopperCab is genuine to begin with, it's possible right after screaming to the camera for several minutes, he cuts it off and goes, "I do say, I believe this shall be my finest form of entertainment yet." Now, of course, CopperCab would go out and deny several times he was not a troll. He was a real person, he was being legit, he wanted to show everyone how legit he was.
Everyone thinks I'm an actor, okay? I just found out! I am not an actor. I'm trying to bring about peace. Okay? Does this look like acting to you? Huh? You see this? Ah!
But I'm not sure how many people this was actually convincing. The one thing I do have to give CopperCab was he made sure everything he did in his videos, like mostly everything, was grounded in reality. He never went overboard with his character. We didn't get Linkar-esque skits where he fights a blue-haired version of himself named Cobalt Cab. That'd just be silly. To add on to the authenticity, there was also other people he would have in his videos, and that would introduce us to the other major character in his videos, his grandmother, who he calls Mima. In one of his videos he's filming, she all of a sudden comes from the background to tell his ass off.
What?
What in the hell are you doing?
I'm filming!
Don't you scream at me. Let me tell you something. You've got chores to do. You've got the dogs to feed, trash to take out, and I'm sick of you being on that video.
Even if it was staged, while watching this, I get a severe sense of deja vu.
What in the hell are you doing?
Shut that goddamn thing off.
Mima was the one who watched CopperCab most of his life, and she would play a huge part in this channel, mainly because she was an old woman from Georgia and had no filter whatsoever.
I don't understand the internet, really. I don't understand all this. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing.
I'm going to assume this is just how Mima actually is, and CopperCab just lets her be in his videos because she's just naturally a trip to watch. Mima would also have her own YouTube channel called Mima's World, if you just want to see what offensive stuff will come out of her mouth. She wasn't the only one who was in on it either. At one point, CopperCab apparently gets his YouTube channel hacked, and this other guy takes over, which really made CopperCab, what else, very, very mad.
This is not right, and I'm calling the internet police or somebody, the police department. Quit it! See what he's doing? And I'm sick of listening to this. What have y'all done to my grandson? Shut up! Y'all are driving me crazy. This internet stuff is driving me crazy. Listen to my grandson cry. Y'all need to give his account back, and y'all need to quit trolling my grandson. Quit trolling him, I tell you. Quit it!
I don't have any other way to get my account back. I don't have any way to get my word out. I'm asking you, please. Could you give me my account back?
Many thought this was a case of someone doing the ultimate trolling move on the Ginger Kid, but it later turned out the entire thing was fake. They just flat out admitted it while playing RuneScape.
I want to get the story straight about the whole hacking thing, okay?
Basically, I knew Copper for about a month before the whole hacking thing. He was going on vacation. He actually trusted me with his account and password and told me to upload while he was on vacation because he wouldn't have internet. So I basically did that, but instead of uploading his video, I uploaded a video of
Yeah, really funny, dude.
the banana and the
fucking funny,
condom, just because I think that's what your subscribers should learn to do.
I mean, if he's willing to go to these links to fake a hacking, what else is there to tell you this is all mostly a bit?
And to the trolls out there that are hating on my grandma, what is wrong with you?
But you know, if I spent the entire video telling you over and over this is all fake, this is all staged, it would get old very fast. So yeah, there's not really much you can say about the absurdity of some of these videos, since it's all just for the bit, but you can appreciate the lengths he's willing to go to keep it up. And like, yeah, we know he's just pretending, but the people back then didn't know, and seeing comments just not getting the hint, that's what trolling kinda was. It still is. It's not the videos themselves that's the funny part, but the reactions to it. And I say that like some of these didn't make me chuckle, because a few did. CopperCab really does have the acting chops to be a comedian. I can see how he earned those 330,000 subs. But yeah, he would call out all sorts of people on this channel from here on out. Literally anyone and anything to ruffle feathers and get hit with hate. Oh, and I forgot to mention that he also had a second channel called CopperVision, where it's more of the same really. This would all become a cycle. He would talk about trending topics at the time with anger, which would get him hate, which he would react to with more anger, causing more people to hate on him, giving him more attention, and it happens over and over again. A never-ending cycle of getting trolled and trolling back. Little did they know, Michael was using all the hate he was getting to his advantage. The 2010s really was a strange turning point for the entertainment industry, with the internet taking off like it did. Just random people online gaining hundreds of thousands of followers for just being entertaining, creating content people would constantly come back to again and again. A lot of people higher up on the corporate ladder were probably thrown for a loop about this, and some of them started peeking their head in the other lane, wondering how exactly they could take advantage of some of these people and make more money off of them. During the late 2000s and mid-2010s, you saw shows pop up to start talking about online content, like Ridiculousness or Tosh.0. This internet business was really lucrative stuff. But when looking at the actual people making stuff online, some saw there was already a baked-in audience for some of these internet personalities, so if they watched them online, then they would probably watch them on TV. All of a sudden, you saw a bunch of online personalities getting their own TV shows and movies, and some of which the studios are probably regretting to this day. But since I brought it up, let's talk about Tosh.0. It was a TV show hosted by Daniel Tosh, focusing around looking at content from the internet, the viral videos, and what else was making rounds at the time.
Keep yakking, Bieber does not date chubby dudes.
One of the segments of the show was something called Web Redemption. In this segment, they would take the stars from viral internet videos and bring them on the show to discuss what happened during the production of said videos, the backgrounds and how they came to be, and then do something to redeem them, which is usually a sketch comedy skit. They brought people on such as the I Like Turtles kid or Tay Zunday. Those are just a few examples, but I think you know where I'm going with this. The producers of Tosh.0 got into contact with CopperCab over his Gingers Have Souls video, flew him out to LA, and was about to invite an internet troll to be on live television.
Ketchup head! Who said that? Calm down, everybody, just calm down. I have this under control.
They bring Michael on the show, and unsurprisingly, he's in character almost the entire time. He has a permanent scowl on his face, and he doesn't ever break from it. Except when they bring Mima on, and even he can't keep a straight face around her.
And I hate cats, but anyway, my daughter loves cats. Cats are weird. They got weird eyes, they got every damn thing about them's weird.
This Web Redemption would have a longer lasting impact compared to the other ones on the show. As with this one, they would have a reoccurring segment on the show called Porch Time with Mima, where they would just listen in on what was on her mind.
I don't believe John Travolta's gay.
This appearance on Tosh.0 wasn't just a one-time thing either, as him being on Tosh.0 and leaving an impact like this would get the attention of more producers, who looked at CopperCab and his family and thought this could be some prime television material. The pure irony that I grew up with people from That Guy with the Glasses and Channel Awesome. People who, when you saw the content they produced, very obviously wanted to enter the big boy leagues in Hollywood to get their own TV show or film, but none of them ever were able to make it that big. But CopperCab, the Gingers Have Souls kid, managed to do what they could not. He got his own reality TV series called Hollywood Hillbillies, where they took Michael, Mima, his aunt and uncle, and shipped them off to Hollywood to see their escapades of Michael trying to follow his dreams of Hollywood stardom.
We're gonna try our hardest to turn this kid in kid making YouTube videos to somebody selling records and starring in TV shows and movies.
I was well aware of CopperCab's escapades on Tosh.0, but I only recently found out about this series just last month. This was news to me. But yes, it's a reality TV show focused on CopperCab and his family. Even though this wouldn't have happened without that Gingers Have Souls video, the show actually has Mima as the main character and focus of it, which was a shock to me. I mean, to be honest, she's probably the most entertaining character, because she has no filter.
I've never seen a Jew on a bull before. I wonder if that's even kosher.
So I caught a few episodes of this, not all of it. I'm not watching 30 episodes of this shit, and you wanna know what I think about it? Well, this is just typical reality TV. Like, there isn't anything in this show you haven't seen done before. It's the typical Fishes Out of Water series. A very southern family from Georgia, moving to LA. This is like the staple for a lot of reality TV. Unless the concept of seeing the Gingers Have Souls kid have his own TV show is enough for you. Speaking of which, you get to see CopperCab in rare form where he's not permanently angry. Like, he's not putting on the bit for the majority of the show. I'm guessing he realized this would be difficult to keep on reality TV with cameras constantly on him. And also he's around his family most of the time too, so he probably sees no need to keep it up. His aunt is here, and she likes food. That's not a fat joke either, that's actually her thing. And his uncle is probably the most southern looking man I've ever seen. But the one person that really made me raise an eyebrow was Dee Dee's boyfriend Paul, who they brought along to LA. Throughout the show they all talk about how much of a great guy he is, but like, I don't see it. Almost every episode he hardly ever smiles and looks like he doesn't want to be there. Even in the episodes where he and Dee Dee get married, he's like this. Also, you gotta keep in mind that these are like actual people at the end of the day, not characters made up for the show. They're all more real than CopperCab's entire existence online. The most interesting part about this show is, you get to see firsthand just how far Michael and his agent can stretch the reach and star power of just one video. CopperCab was well known for two things at this point: his Gingers Have Souls video, and being on Touch well known for the Gingers Have Souls video. And they stretched what they could get out of that as far as they could. When he's auditioning for roles, take a wild guess what they used to get their interest.
You're known as the Angry Ginger on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, on the internet, I guess I get a little mad.
I know him because of South Park.
I got like a 250 million hits total on the internet.
Wow.
Now, you'd think being known for two things wouldn't do much for him, but you'd be surprised. The thing I really haven't brought up much was what CopperCab's big dream was, and that was to rap. He really wanted to be a rapper. For years on his channel, he was promising a rap video was coming out, and it never ended up happening. And his agent would try his hardest to make that rap video actually come into fruition. His agent was able to use his connections because another one of his clients was Ray J. And he was able to convince Ray J to give CopperCab a chance and make a high-quality, high-production single with his company. And if it did well enough, they would sign him on to do a full album for them. He went and had the song written, produced, and filmed, and what we got was... Gingerbread. Now, I can't play any audio of this song or else Ray J's lawyers will have my head on a pike. But, well, I've heard better than I've heard worse. This is my reaction to the song. This sums the whole thing up. But the song itself isn't what's to be admired here. It's the fact the song even exists in the first place. CopperCab had made one viral video, built his entire YouTube career off of it, and baiting and trolling people into flaming him in the comments. And this internet troll had managed to use that to worm his way into Hollywood and get a single deal signed. Meemaw says at the start of the series, Michael's videos were doing well enough, it basically funded the entire trip to LA in the show.
4 years ago, I gave him a video camera for Christmas, and he made a video that went viral. He made a lot of money. Pretty smart for a young kid.
The people flaming CopperCab had basically funded this entire thing. It was all basically a huge vacation for him, and he invited his family, and not to mention, made them a part of his music video. There is sort of a sweet sentiment about the whole situation. He finally did deliver on that rap video after all these years, in a way nobody was expecting. But sweet sentiment aside, the single do. Well, in an episode of the final season, they meet up with him at a chicken and waffle house and just tell him the video didn't do as well as they hoped, and so they were dropping him.
And the sales, it was pretty bad. Are we disappointed? Absolutely. Are we upset? No.
And I think for the very first time in his entire on-camera existence, Michael Kittrell is visibly and genuinely upset. He's so upset, even his eyes have turned ginger. But he did get to perform at his first ever live show, and would even get introduced by Ray J himself, so that's another one off the bucket list, I guess. The show would continue on for a few more episodes, until it was finally cancelled the next year, and so Michael and his family headed back to Georgia, where the next stage of CopperCab's life would take place. So he was out of Hollywood, now it was back to his YouTube channel and back to our regularly scheduled rage baiting.
I don't understand why everyone thinks making Pokemons in real life is a good idea. Meanwhile, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to take Pokemon from the game, from the old show, and make them real. Do you realize how dangerous that actually is?
But now the years 2015 and 2016 rolled around, and for those of you who remember those years, well, you know how those years were. This was around the time of the infamous 2016 election, and this was perhaps the most politically charged and toxic era for online discourse ever. You think it's bad now? In 2016, it was unbelievable. I turned 18 in 2016, my first year as a legal adult, and then this year just slams me in the fucking face. In 2016, everything you did, everything you said, everything you consumed was taken as a political stance online. Websites were getting a huge influx in numbers just talking about anything political. That 2016 Ghostbusters reboot is the most definitive example. This movie, out of all the movies that came out that year, was the one everyone was talking about. This movie was a huge talking point in the political sphere for some reason. The movie sucked, most seem to agree on that, and whether you chose to watch it or not was apparently a huge red flag of your politics. But this is also the era where I think people finally caught on the numbers you could pull in by just talking about it. If you made a video on the Ghostbusters reboot, you were getting some numbers on that bitch. You could have been the most apolitical person on the planet, and if you chose to consume or not to consume it, people would still flag you. Now multiply that by like 1,000, and that was a climate online at the time. Our favorite Ginger Snap would take note of this, and decided it was time to make some more dosh, as very quickly, politics would take over his channel. But this isn't where he began to lose his mind and become consumed by politics. Tale as old as time. Well, I mean, he did lose his mind, but not like that.
If you are elected for president, what is your stance on breast implants and the female form? I don't know what he's on, but yeah, if you could send this video to him, because I'd really like to know. I mean, if you agree with these questions. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I pay my taxes, and I got questions, you know?
CopperCab would immediately fire up an act, where he started going after every single right-wing adjacent president at the time, would get into a handful of feuds with them, some of them not getting the idea they were getting fucked with. CopperCab had always pushed the idea he stood for feminism and called himself a social justice warrior, mostly to push the idea of ginger pride to the forefront.
You chauvinistic little pigs on the internet, and it's pissing me off how women aren't getting any respect, just like gingers!
Since this was now year 6 of him doing this shtick, people were still falling for it, especially now in a more politically touchy climate with everyone at each other's throats.
What does it mean to manspread? That's a good question. And today, we're going to talk about that on Feminism Plus.
CopperCab is grifting the grifters. This entire era was a lot to put on Michael, and at some point, after fighting with so many people for so many years, he decided enough was enough. It was time to show the world who CopperCab really was. On August 2nd, 2016, CopperCab put out a video called I'm Done Pretending, where he was announcing he was making a major change in his life.
I know a lot of you are gonna make fun of me. I know a lot of you are gonna think that I'm joking. But this is the hardest video I've ever made. I haven't made a video in 5 months because I've been going through HRT because I'm transgender. In fact, when I first made Gingers Have Souls, I wasn't just getting picked on because I was, I was a redhead, I was a ginger. I was also being picked on because I was more feminine than the other guys. You need to know who I am. I'm not gonna pretend to be somebody else anymore. Not in front of a camera and not behind one. And this is me. My name is Claire. And this is the beginning of my life. Wish me luck.
Now, I know what we're all thinking here, and yes, you have every right to be skeptical, but we'll go along with what Claire is claiming for now. Even back then, people thought this was another attempt to gain attention, or another attempt at trolling, and if Claire wanted attention, she absolutely fucking got it. Article after article, post after post, saying the Gingers Have Souls kid was now trans. The Hollywood Hillbilly star was now a woman. As per usual, CopperCab's comments were absolutely flooded with haters and trolls, even more so than usual this time. But Claire didn't care. Claire would go on to take every single interview opportunity to talk about this, and I want you to take a wild guess how most of these interviews went.
I'm sick of you cis white men!
So you like George Soros?
I am sick and tired of being told to be quiet!
What matters is us on the inside and, the heart.
Can't you just see the realtor next door going, and this is the backyard.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah,
pretty
see,
spacious, and this,
You just bring fucking
this is
insults
unusual.
to
We
me.
don't usually hear the neighbors.
You will never be Hillary Clinton. You will never be Hillary Rodham Clinton, Gavin.
This is what I meant by earlier when I said you can never really tell when CopperCab is being genuine. Because this was a big point of contention around the time if this was CopperCab actually transitioning, or if it was another part of the act. CopperCab would dress in traditionally feminine clothing for a couple of months, still identifying as Claire, and many started to think maybe this really was CopperCab showing us who they really were. At the start of 2017, CopperCab would go on hiatus, and would come back, no longer wearing any dresses or wigs. In some of the videos during this era, CopperCab would answer a variety of questions in front of a green screen, a good chunk of them wondering if they were still going by Claire or if they were still a woman, in which CopperCab would either dodge them or get mad at them.
What was with the whole woman thing? Why did you stop being a woman? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Amber Bland, are you still transitioning? These are personal questions!
Eventually, CopperCab states he's now identifying as fluid. Literally anything was fun with him. He was now Claire and Michael.
He, she, zer, it's all good to me, honestly. I'm pretty fluid. I'm still transgender. You can't change being transgender. I mean, just because I'm not, wearing makeup and wearing a dress and currently transitioning, it doesn't mean that I'm not transgender, so I appreciate your politeness.
It's a lot better than 99% of the people commenting.
Still, he would get into multiple fights with multiple other YouTubers about his transition. And listen, if I went into detail about all the feuds he got into during this time period, we'd be here all day. And then the clothes would come back, and then leave, and then come back again, and then leave again, confusing the people watching even more. To end it off, he made a video on the 1-year anniversary of him coming out, and I'll admit, he had even me going for a bit here that this was honestly heartfelt. But after getting about halfway through the video, it became pretty obvious this is just him having it up again.
But then I had people like Shane Dawson, who, again, was nothing but supportive of me. He's like a brother, you know? It's a weird thing that we have. It's this weird connection where I don't talk to him that much, but every now and then, he'll message me or I'll message him and we'll just strike up a random conversation, and he always checks in on me, and he's kind.
Honestly, I need that engagement bait, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. Do you think this was CopperCab actually experimenting with his gender, or do you think this was another part of the bit?
You ever play like a Zelda game and you're fighting a boss, and you know, when you find its weak spot, you attack it a lot, you know, right? One reason I never came out before, especially on the internet, was because I felt like a monster, and I felt like if I exposed my weak spot, everyone would attack me on that, and I didn't think I could handle that.
But most of the time after this, it was Copper starting beef with other YouTubers. But this isn't anything new at this point. He's always done this. Either it's with political commentators, or YouTube atheists, or even getting in a feud with Ruckerverse over cutting him in a song.
You know what? It's on! It's going down! Yeah, I'm gonna put you on a song! CopperCab versus Rucka versus CopperCab!
You know, I'm really starting to regret making this video. I expected to just talk about a ginger who was hamming it up and got famous because of it. But seeing all these other people he's gotten into fights with, I have entered a circus of clowns.
Ginger kid, he says, "Oh, I'm ginger, stop making fun of me, that's discrimination. I don't have any pants on." But that's besides the point.
He even interviews Chris Chan at one point. Yes, that Chris Chan. This is a crossover I never expected to happen.
So do you want to take yours off, Copper?
YouTubers beefing over each other is nothing new. It happens every Tuesday. This isn't interesting. You know, it would be actually interesting if he actually fought one of his enemies in real life. Oh my god! Did he actually summon one of his detractors to the ring? Okay, so quick summary. This guy is Gavin McInnes. He's apparently a far-right, extremely far-right figure that CopperCab had been feuding with for several years. I had no clue who this guy was before making this video because I don't watch political podcasts or whatever the hell this guy did, especially not ones from Leafland.
Their flag is a fucking leaf.
If a podcast doesn't have two autists talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm not gonna watch it. Their arguments would get so heated that the two eventually at one point pulled their pants down and mooned each other live on stream. And of course I can't show any of that, but I'll just say, this is true toxic yaoi if I've ever seen it. But CopperCab and Gavin had been in it for so long that eventually CopperCab started hitting the gym and demanding he and Gavin fight, in real life, in the ring.
I earned this fight! I deserve a fight with you, Gavin! A proper fight!
I want it, Gavin.
I want it! I'm gonna beat that ass!
And so they had a back and forth, and it actually happened. Both CopperCab and Gavin actually fought, and spoilers, Gavin won the match.
It's over!
CopperCab did not take it well. I don't know how much Gavin is in on the shtick. I don't know how much any of the guys he's feuded with are in on it, but that was the end result. But even after all this, Gavin would give CopperCab his own show on his own website. This would imply the two were probably on good terms, but I don't know what's going on here. And I am not signing up for this shit either. CopperCab was even invited to a quote-unquote free speech rally hosted by Gavin, and reportedly all he did there was just scream and yell at the crowd and attacked Gavin again. Yeah, sounds about right. If you told me that Gingers Have Souls Kid would go on to fight a far-right political commentator in a boxing ring, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. After his boxing match with Gavin, CopperCab decided it was time to go on a little vacation. He decided he was going to tour around Europe for a bit, and film a few videos here and there, so other places besides the United States could experience Michael's hammed-up rage.
Who builds bridges with stairs? Every bridge has stairs. Why?
And after this, what do you think his next scheme would be? What would he pull next? Why, claiming he's marrying his half-sister from another state. But I don't think this really convinced a lot of people, as he lives in Georgia and not Alabama. On the 10th anniversary of the Gingers Have Souls video, he would remake it, and you get to see firsthand all of his ginger hair on his head has now slid down to his face. Me too, CopperCab. Me too. It's basically him reflecting on the fact it's been 10 years, he's still proud of being ginger, people are still calling him the Gingers Have Souls kid, and he still hasn't received an apology from Matt or Trey Parker.
It's everywhere I go. Hey, aren't you the ginger kid? Oh, he's a ginger. He's the ginger kid. Oh, from the internet. Oh. Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park, owe me an apology. They have owed me an apology for 10 years.
In other words, he hasn't changed in the slightest. And well, at this point, do we want him to? So what is CopperCab up to today? Well, he mostly streams, where in these live streams that go on for several hours, he still never breaks character. People send him messages of money for him to get angry at non-stop.
I'm not having a temper tantrum!
I'm a feminist who said that women are treated unfairly.
Reasonably upset right now with my
friend. Stop throwing a tantrum, Caillou, you fat man baby. You can't defy your masters Cameron and Aubrey. They own you. Spink to lips, 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 spink to lips.
I have to wonder what his blood pressure is like. Even if he's just playing it up for the camera, that shit has got to be sky high. In late 2022, Meemaw would sadly pass away, and this devastated Michael. Meemaw raised him his entire life and was a big part of his channel and career. God rest her cranky old southern soul. And to this very day, he's still kinda at it. He makes music videos every once in a while, or another over-the-top rage-filled ginger video, mostly streaming. He'll also pop up elsewhere from time to time and scream and yell. But yeah, CopperCab is still online, but you know that he's mostly going to be known as the Gingers Have Souls kid, probably for the rest of his life, and he's no doubt perfectly fine with that. Michael Kittrell was a kid who had a camera, set it up to complain about South Park making fun of gingers, and it completely changed his life. Whatever future he was going to have was completely derailed by this video. And the fact he kept playing into it, and never once broke character, let him flourish online. Because he refused to ever stop, he ended up being everywhere. He went to Hollywood. He got to be on live TV. He got to have his own TV show. He got to have his own music video. He got to tour around Europe. He got ripped. He got to box. He got married. He accomplished more in 16 years than most people accomplish in their entire lives, all because of this one video. And he's been living off of its popularity ever since. Technically, his story isn't over, but I imagine it'll be filled with more anger and more dedication to the bit. I wouldn't be surprised if one day he ended up getting arrested just for the bit. He totally would do that, by the way. And this isn't sad. This is one of the most dedicated internet trolls in existence. Many would have stopped at this point, but he's still going, and honestly, I'm impressed. After everything we've seen though, I want to end this video on a heartwarming note. In 2021, out of nowhere, CopperCab's YouTube channel was suddenly suspended for hate speech, which is clearly wrong because for years, he was fighting for the rights of gingers everywhere. And well, Michael was beyond upset.
YouTube has been something I've loved doing for my whole life. Please, anybody that can help me get my channel back, I would appreciate it.
After this news broke out, there was a huge pushback from a bunch of different YouTubers to get it back. Even if he was just putting on an act for his entire channel career, people still respected CopperCab and saw him as a YouTube legend. After enough pushback, YouTube would finally reinstate his channel in full. And CopperCab was ecstatic at all the support he got. And he uploaded a video showing what I think is the only other time he's ever been genuine on his channel, showing us he truly does have a soul. God bless, like and subscribe, and good night.
I'm just so thankful to have such a strong community, a kind community that backs me, even though, you know, I am me. It makes me feel so good. My heart is so full right now, and thank you so much to all of you.
I have red hair, and I'm a ginger. I have red hair.